Welcome back to Factorio MSX Gigabase. We are on our very last component. We've done all the research, we've launched all the rest of the components, we're building FTL drives. We're doing it in style at well over 450,000 green circuits a minute right at the moment. We are making production modules at over 200 a minute. They're jumping around. Let's have a look at over a 1 minute period. We're ramping up on all the modules, but the main issue is our, as you can see right there, red circuit supply, as expected, is insufficient. So we need to boost it up, and the way we are going to do that is basically copy a brand new red stack here. I think I'm just going to run with a copy of this. I'm just going to take this whole thing as a blueprint. Oh, that's right, this is a 6-lane highway now. I kind of forgot about that. I guess what we'll do then is I will cut from here to here. That will work for me. That would help if we had a blueprint. We certainly don't need to get another one out. Right. Let's start it there. Let's run it out to about there just to be sure. I think that's everything I want. So we need InfiniZoom, of course. Because where are you without an InfiniZoom? We need to come up quite a long way. And eventually we will get there, but at 6 UPS that will take a while, so let's not do that using having the blueprint open as well. So let's just come up here a bit. Pretty sure I have as much room as I care to use. If we just come up here far enough. So it is something like that. There we go. Blueprint stamped. We'll go and have a look at how it looks up here. Maybe we can come in on the InfiniZoom a little bit. That should give us back a little bit of movement, or at least make it look like we're doing something. Probably most of those poles are a complete waste of time. I am thinking we're going to be wanting to nuke fairly soon. Certainly the only way to clear trees. Shouldn't affect the ghosts at all. Hey, bots, I could do without you mucking around, because look what's happened now, you stupid bots. Stupid bots. I'm mainly really looking for to see if water is causing an issue. But clearing some trees while nothing's actually laid down is not a bad idea either. Especially when we use our friend, the nuclear missile. It looks like it's basically all able to fit. So it will just be some incredible amount of... Oops, that's not a good idea. Let's head back this way. an incredible amount of supply required to you know, put it down, but that's what we're good at, so that shouldn't be that big an issue either. I may only have 10 more nukes. Whatever will we do? Is that it? Oh. I have slow legs in. No wonder we are moving so slow. And this is somewhat of a mess, so we may need to reorganize all of that. It's possible we've built slightly too close here. Ouch, forgot those were real. Never mind. Never mind. The nukes must fly. And up here. Be getting close to finished with these trees. That's just as well because we're running out of missiles, so let's just leave it at that. So now we obviously need to build our rail connections. If I can build all the way to the top and I know this is a fancy connection here because it's, I think everything just enters here and leaves at the top, so we may have to do something a little bit different. There you go, all fixed. Thanks, save. So I know I was only going to use the supply base that is at Science, but it will be more convenient just to use this one that comes built in to the blueprint, so I guess that's what we'll do. Although I may have to run back to the Science one before this is done. Look like we are going to run out of rail. In fact, we have run out of rail. Just 20, 10. We're done. And yeah, we still need to get up there. So, oh, we're not done actually. We have all of that. Which I guess is enough for at least another section, and that will bring us within sight of this SRE. having some issues. We still have rail. So this one is an entry, and that is an exit. So let's see if we can connect those up. That gives us our entry, now our exit. I don't envisage us going above this point for any reason. Let's get the wires sorted because we will need them if we're going to use it as our supply station. So this can be hashtag RC3. Let's get our train to come to hashtag RC3. Add hashtag RC3 circuit condition, come along. I see the other ones don't actually have a space between the 3 and the RC, so let's fix that up. Wow, bots. We can also get rid of the stuff at the top here. Don't need to build it out, we need to do the opposite. There's our engineering train. What are we missing? Some track. Power poles. And up here, of course. Okay, that looks like it is disconnected somewhere. Let's just drive down in our engineering train until we can see where the wires are not connected so that we'll be able to use this. So I'm pretty sure there is a residual green signal along here somewhere. If we're not seeing it, that clearly means the network is inoperable. So there is some issue here. No, it's not there. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that somewhere around here the issue will exist. Although, there you go, so that one has the full signal, but it is not bridging beyond that point. So, has that sorted it? Yes. No to that one. Maybe that we didn't actually need it to there. But it is definitely better to have it. There we go. So now what we need to do is basically order in via the supply train. Correct the names of these, of course, because I still haven't put that in the blueprint. Outpost supply and rubbish. And yeah, the supply train needs to order some stuff that's not that. Okay. What is the supply train doing? Nothing at the moment. Alright, what I might do is just put in sort of the 2.7 thousand of these that we will need. And then see if the supply train it is, so I guess we better load up everything else then. 1,400 beacons. 1,300, whoops, this is not the right one. The right one is that one. And that one actually needs 40, well, let's get 4,000 rail. 3,400 of these guys. 1,700 beacons. 1,500 prod modules. 1,300 stack inserters. I might just get the 700 of those rounding up and the 500 of these also rounding up. 360, I'll make it 370. I'll just get 300 substations. We might get low on these signals actually, so I will get 200 of them. 130 roboports, say. 100 medium poles. Sorry, big poles. 100 medium poles. And the rest of that I think we can probably leave. We do need at least 100 helper robots, but maybe I should actually just order all that we need. I don't know how much of that has loaded on the train. Train's actually on its way, so I guess it will make several trips to us. But yeah, what I'll do is I will lay this out and probably rejoin you once all of that is done, because you've seen it many times before. Shall we quickly check production? Is it doing anything? Well, it looks like green circuits has waned somewhat. These are the ones we really need. They're the ones that are holding us up right now. Have we built any more, or are we still on 7? No, it looks like we're still on 7. We're still waiting on speed module 3s to get built. But yeah, let's have a cut and we'll see what we can squeeze into the remainder of the episode. And back. And I've basically finished building out this with the trusty supply train. I've had it just deliver some circuitry because I need to build a few of the subscriber train stops, so I will just quickly request in those items. And now I realise I actually needed some other things as well. Okay, well, we won't do that part just yet. We will first of all sort out the train stops. So this is the red stack 3. If you notice in the requests, we're starting to get the plastic. I knew the plastic would start becoming a problem, which also spews into coal. But mainly the thing is we need red circuits in a hurry, which is why I built this. Then we're going to have to accelerate plastic and probably coal as well. If you recall, I think I have mentioned that I actually needed a 5 stack. I've just built the 4 stack for speed. I think it's better to get something up and running rather than perfection, because it's not going to be running that long. If we do manage to keep to our 200 plus modules per minute, we've got something like 12 hours of actual time. Oh, it's taken my option on the FPS off. We need to see that. F4 is how you access that to bring this up. I was playing some multiplayer with my daughters yesterday, so a couple of things changed, but yes, we're running at a fairly healthy more than 35 UPS at the moment, which is pretty good. That's with map view on, with map view off, 37, 38, 39 even, which is pretty good given we're well over 400k green circuits on my old computer. And I mean, processing units will probably die down in a bit. This one is probably slightly plastic starved. We'll deal with that soon once we've got this up and running. So what I want to do is that was a lot of information probably. So 5, 6, 7, 8 and RC2 pickups. So let's do the RC3 pickups first, because that's easy for my mind to process. This one here is an RC3 pickup. Oops, map view again. 2, 3. So yeah, the total production, especially of reds, will undershoot, but then I'm not 100% sure that I can get the plastic up enough anyway if I put 5 down. So it's okay. It would have been okay not to have built any of this and just let it tick over, but that wouldn't have been as fun, would it? So this one needs to be, what's the next number in the sequence? It's probably 9. RC8 plastic, it should become RC9 plastic. They have to be individually named because they use my publish functionality to call up a new train, and you want it to go to a very specific station. So RC9 plastic. Hang on, let's just get these synchronized. And RC9U, get rid of that as well. When I'm done with my mod and release it, you won't need to muck around with these things. The renaming will all flow through and work correctly. It's just for my purposes, that was not as important. And I don't have any wire either, so I guess what I can do is hook up, or just call the supply train back, maybe, if we're going to get this right. It doesn't take long to pick up just a handful of things. Oh, I have my stuff here, so I don't even need to do that. I probably didn't even need to pick up the circuits. I have circuits here, I have wire here. I don't have those train stops, and I can only make one. I need about 4, so it is steel that we're short. I guess I don't have any steel. Alright, let's just order in some steel. It won't take the supply train long. It saves me having to chase it up while we do other things. Steel, let's just get, say, a stack. There. That's gone out. It won't take it very long. While it does that, let's get back here. Oh, we're going to need bots as well. I should have added that to the list. Let's have a look. How many bots do we actually need? You have 300 and 200. We'll get about 300 for each one, so that's about 1,200 bots. Probably the train's already on its way to me, so I do have, so I want to make that about 1,400. There we go. Oh, getting 1,400 new. Never mind. It's because when you take the number off, it basically zeroes it and then adds a new request for what you put in. So that's why we ended up with 1,400. That's okay. What we need here is a new... Do I get all these names right first? Is that what we do? RC9 plastic, RC9U. Yeah, let's do that. Wait. We don't want those sitting there just yet either. No. Let's take all these out for now. So this will be RC10 plastic. Thanks, autosave. RC10 plastic and RC10U. Is that right? Yep. RC11. Oh, I do want to actually, yeah, let's get down there. Whoops. Let's actually get down there and clear out the those things. RC11 plastic and RC11U. And RC12 plastic and RC12U, of course, down here. RC12 plastic and RC12U. Right. Now let's program these, get some material flowing to this new stack. So it's just plastic. We need a train counter and a train publisher. And let's get the connection from the network first of all to come into there, and then from the top there connect up to the trains on the way, and then to our train counter. The requirement is trains on the way is less than P, like usual, and then I think it's P that we've been using. That will do. Anyway, we already have a train on the way. That's fantastic. This one here, train counter, and 2 train publishers, red wire. I think it's getting a record of what we've got from here, sort of bouncing through. So if that's the case, we then want to go from there to there to there. Trains on the way is less than P. That's copper. I might give this a 6. And it looks like we already have one. And this one is trains on the way is less than Q. And that one, I will just give it a green circuit in terms of its location. So let's do these as well. Are we out of train counters? It looks like we are. Let's just make another 5 then. A little bit of replication here. But at least I guess this will force us to get it right. So keep it exactly the same, makes it a lot easier. And we're after plastic. I think we said P, didn't we? And down here a train counter and 2 train publishers. Where's the red wire? From here to there, to there, to there. Trains on the way is less than P, then we'll pick up copper from source 6, and trains on the way is less than Q, and we will pick up green circuits from there. Oh, if I finish this. Maybe. No. I started halfway down. So let's do these top ones. Train counter and a train counter down here. Notice the first iteration, it takes a little bit of, there's a little bit of a delay before it finds the signal, but that is fine. That's helped with performance. Basically, when it really needs to update, it should update basically immediately, but on a one-to-one basis, not all of them at once, if that makes sense. Trains on the way is less than P. Then we want plastic from P, and down here we just need to connect that to there, to there, to there. Trains on the way less than P, then we're getting copper from 6, and then trains on the way is less than Q. We are getting green circuits. Ooh, Plastic must be on the list now. Yes. Final one. Train. Ooh, looks like I need another train counter. Train publisher. Train counter. 2 train publishers. Connect up to the network, which, if you're wondering, by default it chooses this one, read logistic network contents, which is what we want. We don't want the robot stats. You can only get one thing off a roboport. If you wanted both, you'd have to have 2 roboports. And then we pick up from here, include that signal, go there. So this is trains on the way is less than P. If that's the case, get plastic, and down here it's already connected to there, through here to here, and then there out to where it needs to go, I think, as far as I can tell. Trains on the way, like so. P, whoops, that one needs to be that signal. Well, that's good. I'm still able to edit this while that's running. Trains on the way is less than P, then send us copper. And trains on the way is less than Q. Send us green circuits. I'll only do one at a time. That's the only problem with having a joint station like this. Okay, that's that side of things. Why are we getting flashing lights down here? I don't know what's... oh, that. Okay. We've got the same sort of thing here. We do. We don't need that. And the other ones are because they are missing these subscriber train stops. So... let's pick up some steel. From our friendly train, and we can make the other 1, 2, 3 of those. Insert the subscriber train stops. Rename them, of course. RC3 weight. Back here. RC3 weight. Whoops, weight. And the final bit of the puzzle, so to speak, final bit is to supply this with new red circuit trains, which we'll need to go back to base for. It's not really the final piece, because the final piece is to start pushing plastic, but because obviously, well, it's all red at the moment, but obviously now that we've amped up red circuit production, well, by the time we've added more trains we have, what are we actually doing on red circuits right now? 68,000. It's not actually that high yet. Oh, it's because we haven't got the bots. Let me sort out the bots before we go any further. Yes, we have tons of bots there. So I was basically going to put 300 on each one, which may seem surprisingly low. Let's just get all 1200. It should fit in this space. Get all the one. Oops, get all that it has. Yeah, is that it? Pretty much. So, yeah, 300 per section. And we should see a nice ramp up in red circuit production. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instant use them all. It takes a little while for this to settle down, but I'm not going to oversupply it. Eventually I'll get into a nice pattern where each one of these machines is just supplying the surrounding red circuits, and this is joint fed. I kind of like this design. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a very tight red circuit design. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bit. Alright, we might be slightly short. Let's get back on our train. Let's get to, whoops, why, oh, you possibly need to be relocated to there. That doesn't really matter. It's better. Same issue there. I wonder if I have this issue in the other stacks then. That's fine. Okay. Oh, right. Let me get rid of most of that rail so that we've got room to pick up this stuff. Circuits and energy shields. Okay. I now have too much of some of this stuff. Need the energy shields. The other stuff can probably just sit there. Alright. Actually, let's go to engineering unload, because we'll probably need to reprovision somewhat. And we can check on our red circuit production. There you go, over 100,000 red circuits per minute. That's the sort of level of production we need. We just need trains now to distribute it so that we can deal with all of that demand. And yes, of course, plastic now is suffering. That was to be expected. So what's the plan for plastic? Well, we're not going to do it this episode, but the idea is basically to leverage our existing oil build. Over here, for example, this was designed as a rocket fuel build. We don't need very much rocket fuel anymore. So what we're going to do is we are going to greatly increase the conversion from rocket fuel to plastic. Sorry, to light. We're going to greatly increase the light conversion to petroleum so that we can make more plastic. We're going to try and increase by at least 50%, which probably means we will double it down here. I'll have to do some maths to try and calculate that out. The other thing to do while we're waiting to get these extra trains is to see how our build for the FTL drive is going. We are up to 8. That's excellent. That means we've finally had a delivery of speed modules level 3, because that was the one that everything was waiting on. I need to change all of this. It doesn't need to be requesting the modules up here. That's just wasting travel. They can sit in here. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's good that they clear to up here actually. But as you can see, we are 2,000 speed module level 3s off producing the 9th. We need 25 in total, so 17 to go. Almost a third, more or less. I guess given how much we've put in there, it is pretty much a third. The actual time to build them is trivial, so I'm not even factoring that in. It's just the time to actually build the resources. We can certainly load them as fast as we can build them, if not a lot faster, even with a single inserter. We're doing if we're doing 200 a minute of the level 3 modules, one stack inserter can do about 27 a second. As you can see, if you multiply 27 by 60, you're easily way more than the 200 per minute that we can produce. So even at our absurd numbers, a single stack inserter into there is fine. It does look like there are some, not a huge number, but a small number of processing units that we could liberate from these other machines that now have no purpose. So we might look into doing that as well. But next episode, we will be concentrating on the plastic. We're almost back to engineering now. Let's get these trains out there. Let me just see how many I probably need. If I check how many are in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just 7. Well, I guess 7 it is then. How many are there down here? Did we do 7 here as well? I don't know what math went into that 7, but we can do 7. I've got too much stuff on me, haven't I? Get rid of all of those. I don't need all of these guys. I really don't. Need some space. I will need those soon. Oh, I might even need these modules, but never mind. We'll worry about that later. I'll worry about how we're going to reassign this guy later as well. For now, let me just order up locomotives. Let's do what I have. Get 2 at a time, so that's 12 plus 16 wagons. I seem to remember that maybe I needed to assign some more to green circuits, possibly. I'll work that out in a little bit. Let me just quickly check how these guys are programmed. It's probably pretty simple. RC2 pickup, RC2 wait. Alright, so this needs to be go to RC3 pickup. Quite a few stations in there now. RC3 pickup until inventory full, and then go to RC3 wait. RC3 wait with a little W, it appears, for circuit condition, and then this mod can take over and move it from that point. Take a copy of that, send it on its way. That's 1 of the 7. Hopefully we've got enough of a surplus so that I don't have to wait on locomotives being produced. Three. Let's just check how much rocket fuel I have got here. I don't even see rocket fuel. Maybe let's do a search. Nuclear fuel is the one that I meant. We don't have very much. Alright. I'd like you to come to you until inventory empty. Don't need that one. We do need that one. Off you go. I don't have that programmed into auto request, but that's a good way to get it. I don't need to use this other fuel. I don't need to build it locally. Just grab it from there. It's not a very long journey. And I have lost count, of course, now how many of these trains we've got. I know there's at least another one to put out, so let's do that. Let me just check over here. 3 so far, so this one is number 4. Three to go. Have we just had an influx of the rocket fuel? Sorry, the nuclear fuel, I mean. Yes. Didn't take long at all. So this is number 5. Two to go, so as soon as they top me up on locomotives and wagons, I will get rid of the order. Have enough wagons. I need 3 more locomotives, thanks guys. Well, what I can do is lower that to a demand for just 6 of them. So that's number 6. 1 to go. It looks like we are... Actually, I must have miscounted that as well. Okay. Now make this 8. Don't need them anymore. Give me my 8 wagons. They tend to be fairly easy to build, so we shouldn't have to wait very long for that. Here we go. 8. Clear that out. Okay, that's our last new red circuit train. Let's go to our priorities. We've got this one. Do we have any other red circuit priority? I don't think we do. No, so what we need to do is edit this one and add in RC3 weight to it, wherever RC3 weight ended up on this list. There it is, RC3 weight. Now it'll take from this station as well. Lowest priority though, and with a bit of luck that should help us clear some of these, but as expected, this has exploded. So next episode we deal with that. Until then, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.